Struggling to find social housing providers? Trust me, I've been there. When I first started, it felt like a complete maze. No one tells you who to speak to, what to ask, or even where to start. But today, I've got over 500 social housing rooms. But here's the thing, it wasn't always like that. I had to go out there and really build the relationships. People forget that property is a relationship-based game. The people who build the most relationships always win the game. And for me, this is what's helped me build my solid portfolio that I have today. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to find providers and how to approach them the right way. So stay tuned until the end because I'm going to break down real case studies and even show you a clip where I actually called a provider live. You'll hear exactly how those conversations sound. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's Shaun. If you're interested in social housing, rent to rent, or the business models around property, specifically around social housing, this video is going to give you real clarity. Let's talk about how to actually find the people that can place tenants, pay you guaranteed rent, and work with you long term. Okay, so firstly, let's talk about what a social housing provider actually is. Social housing providers are registered providers, housing associations, charities, CICs, and organisations that deliver accommodation and support for the councils. They're the middle point. You bring the property, they bring the referrals, the contracts, the support, and the guaranteed payments. So firstly, you need to start with the council. Most people overcomplicate this. They go on Google, they type in social housing providers near me, and they get overwhelmed. The smarter way is to start with the council because they already work with the providers every day and they know who's active. The biggest problem I see is that people do the other way around. They go out and they find the property first before closing the council. And this puts you in a sticky situation because you have a property, but you don't have an actual active social housing provider that's looking to scale. So the key is to find the social housing provider first. So I'm going to get into the 3 key questions to ask the council. Question 1 is, what areas do you need properties right now? Number 2, what is the specific type of property that you need? And number 3, what do you pay? What are the rent settings? Here's the thing, treat the officer like a partner. Follow up on the call and collect the provider's name that they give you. Remember that property is a relationship-based game. So now I'm going to give you a tip on how to find hot providers. Now, going on Google and finding the provider, there's no guarantee that they're actually looking to scale. But what if I told you a way that you can find providers that are most likely guaranteed to want to scale? And that is from going on Contracts Finder. Now, the great thing with Contracts Finder is you're finding providers that have just closed a government-backed contract. So the likelihood of them wanting to scale is very high. What I'm going to do now is break down exactly what to look for and more importantly, how to find the right providers that can help you scale. So firstly, you go to Contracts Finder. Website is just here. So it's gov.uk/contracts finder. And then you go to start now. Firstly, what I want to do is find providers that have already won a contract. So I'm going to untick early engagement, future opportunity, and I want to focus on the awarded contract. Next, I'm going to search exactly what I'm looking for. So there's quite a few different keywords you can put. I use social housing, I use supported living, I use temporary accommodation, and I also use emergency accommodation too. So let's start with temporary accommodation. And again, you can look at your location, whether that's region or postcode. But for now, I'm going to put all location and let's see what comes up. Okay, so firstly, we go in here. Now, what I love about this, it tells you exactly what the contract is all about as well. So you can really research and understand what it is that you're getting into. Because when you contact the actual providers, it's very important that you reference how you found them so that you can find common ground straight away. Stay tuned because I'm going to give you some scripts on exactly what to say when you call the providers too. You can see here, this one is in Northampton. It's nearly a £7 million contract. So nightly purchase temporary accommodation. And again, you can see contract end date is 2027. So this contract is still active and most likely they'll be looking to actually scale as well. Tells you here in the description exactly what it's all about and what it's for, what is the purpose of it. If you scroll down here, this is the game changer. It literally tells you all the suppliers. So this contract was won by 8 suppliers and it's very, very simple. You literally copy and paste the name, put it into Google, and from there you can contact them and get through to the relevant person in that company that can partner with you. So again, straight away, that's 8 leads. I call this targeted marketing because it's not just random. You're more likely to close a back-to-back lease with a provider via doing this. Okay, let's type in another keyword and let's see what comes up. So we type in emergency accommodation. And honestly, you could spend so long looking here because like look at this, 9,000 awarded contracts. Now, not all of them are going to be relevant, but it gives you a lot of scope to work with. Let's look at this one here. So this one is an emergency accommodation and support. It's an absolutely huge contract, £26 million contract. And again, this contract end date is the 31st of December, 2028. So it's for 16 to 18 as well. And if you scroll down, this has been awarded to 5 suppliers. This is all here for the taking. It's all there, it's all public knowledge, and you can contact these providers. And the aim of the game is to contact them and find out whether they're looking to scale. If they're looking to scale, then you offer your services as a solution to their problem. Now, here's the thing, I go to a lot of these social housing events, and one of the things that I quickly establish is that the care providers are great at providing care, but they're not necessarily good at finding properties. That's a different skill set altogether. So if you can solve that problem effectively of being able to find and source them properties, that gives you a massive opportunity to grow with them, help them scale, and more importantly, you can grow your portfolio on the back end of that. You've got to remember that the role of an entrepreneur is actually to solve problems and to create value. If you can solve bigger problems and you can clearly create meaningful value, you will scale your business and you'll close deals very quickly. So I'm going to do one more, then I'm going to tell you exactly what to say when you call these providers. And as you can see, this is not taking me long. This is not hard. Like, this is taking me less than 5 minutes and I've already found a few already. Now, imagine if you used to spend a few hours doing this a day. Like, honestly, within a month, you would have quite a few deals closed. And also you can be very specific in terms of the areas as well that you want to actually find properties and find providers. Okay, here we go. This one's Nottingham City Council. This is a £6 million contract. Guys, you know what the game changer is with this as well? The contract has an end date. So what that means is they're going to want to fulfill the contract as quickly as possible. So if you're clever with this and you actually look on this on a daily basis and you outsource and you leverage and you get someone in your team to do it, what that means is you can find providers that have recently closed a contract and you can partner with them immediately. And because they have a contract end date and they're going to need a lot of properties, the funding is already there. So that means that there's a huge opportunity for you to get involved. So this one, again, is emergency accommodation. It tells you exactly what the framework is. So you can reference that when you call the provider. And then when you scroll down on here, this one, wow, 30 suppliers. So that is 30 providers that you can reach out to. And again, another huge opportunity. So in less than 5 minutes, I've been able to find and show you, what's that? At least like over 40 providers that you can reach out to. I've done that in 5 minutes. And as I said earlier, these are not just random providers that you found on Google. This is targeted marketing that's going to help you close deals very quickly. And then finally, another exercise that you can do is you can also look at the future opportunity as well, which is just here. And future opportunity tells you what's coming up. So you can keep an eye on the tenders that the government has. And when it gets closed, you can be the first one to call and partner with that provider. So the key thing here is build a contact list, find decision makers, reference their contract when reaching out so that you stand out. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you exactly a clip of me calling providers. So in May this year, I did a documentary. And if you're new to the channel, I'm going to put a link up here so that you can watch it. And the challenge was to live with a stranger for 1 week and help them close a deal. From start to finish, I didn't know what council I would end up closing. I didn't know where I would be. However, all I knew is that with my experience, with my knowledge, with my work ethic, with my attitude to grow and learn, I knew that I could close a deal very quickly. And also, I wanted to prove the point that as long as you've got the right attitude and willingness to work and the ambition, you can quickly change your life. Hi, it's Shaun calling. We're a temporary accommodation provider. And we've got access to quite a lot of properties in the local area in Luton. So we're looking at working with Luton Council to provide temporary accommodation. Is this something that you guys are still offering at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. What size are the properties?
Ideally, what I need to try and establish is exactly what you need. We can get access to like 1, 2 and 3 bedroom properties.
So we need literally 3 and 4 beds.
3 and 4 beds. All right, cool.
Yeah.
2 seconds, let me write this down. 3 and 4 beds. Where specifically?
Anywhere in Luton.
Anywhere in Luton. Okay, can you explain how the process works in terms of working with you, in terms of
So
providing
you would
properties?
need to email in, and then we can send you out the link to join our platform, which is the agent and landlord approved contractors list.
Perfect.
And then you would just email us what you have. We'll send a surveyor out to survey the property, any minor works that need to be carried out you'll need to do, and then once the property is literally ready to hand over keys and you've passed all the certs over to our property negotiators, we would list it and move somebody in.
Yeah, that's great. And how does it work in terms of the payment? Just so we know what we're working with. What's your nightly rates at the moment?
So it depends on what size the property is. If you offer us a 3-bed, we give you £65 a night and £75 on a 4-bed.
Okay. Are these rates negotiable at all?
No, they're the same for every agent.
Same for every agent. Perfect. All right. And just out of interest, what is your current demand? Like, do you have a lot of tenants on the waiting list?
Oh, huge.
Wow.
I could take 300 3-beds if you had them.
Oh, amazing. Wow, that's crazy. It's good for us to hear, though, because we are looking to expand in the area, so I'm glad that the demand is there. So, yeah, leave it with me. We're going to have to crunch some numbers now, speak to our network and see what we can get and take it from there.
All right. No problem. Thanks so much.
All right, thank
care,
you.
bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You're a magician.
Did you hear what she said?
Wow.
300.
300.
Free
So
beds.
take them. Wow.
So I did this, and you can see me working with Sandu and actually closing the deal. And guys, it took me 2.5 days. So it's not hard, and it all comes down to how bad you actually want it. So hope you enjoyed that. As you can see, it's not hard to find providers, but more importantly, it's not hard to find hot providers that are looking to scale. So the key thing is that you have to move with intention. And the second thing is you have to find the provider first. That's really key. Don't find the property first. You're not going to understand what works and what stacks and what's actually a good deal until you have a clear understanding of what the provider actually wants. Once you've got this, you've got the provider, you go out there and find exactly what the provider needs. 3 core questions is: what areas are you looking to scale? What specific types of properties are you looking for? And also, what are you willing to pay per property? Once you've got this key bit of information, you go out there, start building relationships with agents, start looking for the exact properties that they need. You marry the two together, and it won't be long before you close a deal. Another thing that's really important is how you present yourself. A professional brand and your image is crucial to your relationship building, because here's the thing: people will judge you on the way you look. People will judge you on your brand as well. And people will judge you on how you present yourself and how you speak and how you come across. I always say to my students in the High Performance Academy, you don't necessarily need a website, but it looks much better because you need to have an online presence, whether that's social media, whether that's a business page, whether that's a personal brand, whether that's a website, because people will search you, people will look into who you are and what your business is all about. And people buy from people that they know, like, and trust as well. So if you've got a professional image and you've got a great brand behind you, it's really going to help you close more deals quickly. Another thing as well is that when you start out in business, you want to start as you mean to go on. So one of the first things that I did is I had a call answering service. So a lot of you watching this probably still have jobs, you have other commitments, and you're not going to be at your phone 24/7 and available to answer queries. So what happens is you start going up there, you start marketing, naturally people will call you. And if you're not available, you're giving out your personal number, you're giving out your personal email address. That's not a professional image. So what you want to have from day one is a landline number. You want to have a call answering service. A company that I recommend for this, there's a few companies, but Soho 66 is a company that I personally use. I've been using them for years. And what they do is they will answer the call on your behalf. All calls are recorded, and they'll get the key bits of information. They'll act on your behalf. And the great thing is they'll send you a voice recording of the conversation so that you can then call the lead back whenever you're ready. And you're not going to be available all the time, but as long as someone in your business is able to answer the call, it's going to look very professional. And even if your company isn't big, it gives a perception that you've got multiple people. And subconsciously, this builds confidence in providers, it builds confidence in landlords, because the last thing people want to do is work with just one person, because straight away, if you're not available and there's an issue, that rings alarm bells. So your image from day one and your communication and how quickly you're able to respond and answer to queries is going to be key. These things are maybe not things that you think about up front, but they make a huge difference whether you close deals or not. So what I'm telling you now is just a starting point of the back end of the business, which is super crucial to the progress of your business. So there are a few more things that are crucial with compliance, and compliance is mandatory. You need to ensure that you've got the right insurances in place. You need to also ensure that you've got the property ombudsman, which is now mandatory as well, on your side. So guys, if you do want any further help on how to become compliant, feel free to reach out to me, drop me a DM on Instagram. So why you'd want to get involved in this strategy is a common question that I get asked. And for me, when I first started, I really wanted financial stability. So before I got involved in social housing, I used to do working professionals, and I also used to do Airbnbs as well. Now, here's the thing with working professionals and students is working professionals lose their job, working professionals come into financial issues, and with service accommodation Airbnbs, when COVID happened, it was an absolute crazy time for me because I had lots of Airbnbs, and I quickly established that this isn't a bulletproof strategy, because when there's a recession or a nationwide crisis and no one can travel, that business had to shut down. So it led me to really think about a strategy that I could do within the property sector that is bulletproof, that is recession proof, and that would work in all seasons. This strategy, social housing, is the one that's consistent in all seasons. One of the biggest game changers about this strategy as well is the fact that there's zero tenant marketing involved. So what that means is, unlike other strategies where you have to get the property first, then go out and find a tenant, this strategy, you have the tenant up front. So what that means, it gives you the level of confidence to go out there and scale very quickly with confidence. But the main factor, and this is also a factor that you can use when you're speaking to landlords, is the fact that it's government backed. So that gives yourself the utmost confidence in the financial stability of the strategy, and also the landlord, so you can use it as a massive selling point to actually close properties too. And also what you tend to find is because it's government backed and they are desperate. I mean, guys, there's a nationwide housing crisis in the UK right now. So the councils are desperate. And because the supply of the housing is low and there's more tenants needed, so the demand is high, what that means is they're willing to pay a premium, which creates better monthly cash flow on the deals. Let me give you an example. So I've got a student called Adil. Adil works directly with the council, and the deal is broken down very simply. He got paid a cash incentive upfront from the council, and that was £9,000. That was broken up into a cash incentive to incentivize landlords to want to go ahead with the strategy, and also rent up front and a deposit. And he's getting £850 per month per tenant. On a 4-bedroom property, he's roughly making around £750 per month profit. He's taking a lot of 3 to 4 bedroom properties from landlords and giving them to the council. Now, the great thing about this strategy is because you get an incentive up front, that gives you the cash flow to actually scale very quickly. That's the biggest thing that a lot of people struggle with when they first start a business, is a cash flow. How do you continue scaling when you have to put so much upfront and you have to wait for your initial capital to pull that back out of the business? Now, with this strategy of getting an incentive upfront, it gives you an upper hand on scaling quickly because you've got the cash flow upfront. So that's just one case study. I've got tons of other students that are literally changing their lives on a monthly basis, doing this, finding deals day in and day out. Now, guys, if you're looking to find out step by step how to do strategy, click on the link in the description. Thank you for watching. Hope you got lots of value. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit subscribe. It really helps us out. And we're going to be dropping a lot more content on social housing, business, mindset, all things business, all things property. So guys, if you know of anyone that would benefit from this video, please share, and I'll see you soon.